How does that look?
I'm not saying that. You get some sense that there's a handful of stocks.
Look at that. I mean, you could tie that to the market. Bang.
So were you just shining up the red engine out front, or did you come down the pole this morning, or how did you handle that? I mean, I know
Well, I don't know how to take that, but I think I'm wearing my Greenwich Village fire department. So look, you know this better than anyone. The police and the the firemen and women in New York City, a lot of them watch the show, and we've had these guys and gals come by the NASDAQ and bring us stuff. So I guess they call it what, swag or something. Well, this is part of the swag.
Had you ever want to be a fireman? Because that's one of those things that every boy wanted to be. I'm guessing you did.
It's funny. Every night I drive home, if I go to the market, I pass by the volunteer fire department. They always have a sign up, volunteers wanted. And the older I get, the more I'm like, what, I should do that. And it's funny. You think, for some reason, when I think of the holiday season, I don't know how my mind works, but I think of London for some reason. Then I think of London, and I just saw this week it was Dick Van Dyke's 96th birthday, and I mentioned that because Mary Poppins, which one of my favorite movies.
I don't know how you're getting to London here. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that takes place in London. There you go. Bang.
So Mary Poppins she was his. Can we still use the term like nanny or maid?
No. You're mixing up your movies. Mary Poppins went in to take care of some of the children at a house. Dick Van Dyke played the chimney sweep, who she met, out in the street one day. So they had no relationship other than that. It's a great movie. I don't know if it's a holiday movie necessarily, but if it's on, I'll absolutely watch it. There's a scene in that movie where Dick Van Dyke goes and he's at a carnival, but he does a dance routine that's just ridiculous.
Well, so Dick Van Dyke was a chimney sweep. That in and of itself is probably, a conversation. So is the chimney sweep like necessary? Like I can't. And when was the last time you had your chimney sweep to know this is not a euphemism for something else?
No, chimney. Listen, I think the actual.
Hold on. What did you just say? Did you say chimney or did you say chimney?
Chimney.
No,
I'm sure it's chimney.
It's chimney. It's not chimney.
Chimney.
See, knowing the way your mind works, so my mind works one way. You think of Dick Van Dyke and you go right to the Dick Van Dyke Show. They lived in New Rochelle, which is just a stone's throw from Scarsdale. And then you think he was married to Mary Tyler Moore. Tell me I'm wrong.
MTM production. By the way, I think Mary Tyler Moore stole the whole show, and I think she then went on to have her own show that did, I think, significantly better than the Dick Van Dyke Show. And if I think Mary Tyler Moore, I think Minneapolis. I think I'm throwing the beret up in the air, kind of like Rusty did off the Eiffel Tower in European Vacation. I mean, anyway. So I think you say Van Dyke, I say
a laundry list
MTM.
Of stars on that show without question, and a lot of spinoffs. Some great shows, but you're going back to Chimney Sweep, and you asked me if it's irrelevant, do they still exist? I guess they exist in some form. I mean, obviously, you still need to have your chimney clean, but I don't think you have guys climbing through your chimney like you did maybe 100 or so years ago. So my question to you,
I'm ready.
Are there companies that have found themselves that were relevant for a long time that now find themselves obsolete? I love that word.
Or on the edge of obsolescence and have managed to fight their way through it. And I think we almost did this with like a Ford or a GM, and they're now in the world where the internal combustion engine's about to be dead. These guys have reinvented themselves in EV. I think in the world of technology changes so quickly that you can be obsolete overnight. I think of a Cisco. And I think of a Cisco that was really a hardware company, networking. So, but Cisco's now a software company. They're now a security company. And yes, with a networking business and a hardware business, but a recurring revenue stream, which is what everybody wants these days. So I think Cisco is probably a company. That's my offer into companies that were on the verge of obsolescence, but I think have recrafted themselves. By the way, a mega cap tech company that I think trades at a decent multiple. What say you, Guy?
First of all, what's the name of your band again? Like Third Point?
Which one?
None the Wiser.
None the Wiser. I'm in a couple bands, but None the Wiser
you're sort of like the Warren Haynes of rock and roll, like in a number of different bands. Because you said Edge of Obsolescence, and it dawned on me that's a fantastic name for a band. We are Edge of Obsolescence, and we're here with you tonight at the City Winery, for example.
What's that song? And now you tell me over again, my friend. We're on the age of destruction.
Age
Not
of Destruction,
forget
which
it.
is not
Forget
the
it.
Edge of Obsolescence. But then, of course, I think when I hear Edge, I think either Edge of U2 fame or Edge of 17. And I know you're not a Stevie Nicks fan.
No, no time. I think it's interesting. How did the Edge get lumped into greatest guitarists of all time? I know there was that movie with Jimmy Page and Jack White, and I mean, I think Jack White and the Edge were punching well over their weight. I think I know how you feel about this, but anyway, he's good. He's good. So back to Disney. You can make an argument between their cable networks and the fall of ABC and whatnot. On the edge of being yesterday's media company with their streaming business, and I know they've taken a couple hits in the last month or so. The stock's well off the 52-week high. I got Disney. Give me something, man. Who's
I'm going to give you something. Look, there was a company that was definitely you could not live without this company for a long time. Then it sort of lost its way, and that would be Oracle. And if you look at Oracle, obviously in the early 2000s, I mean that was a dominant company. And then they sort of they lost its way. Other people caught up. I don't think they moved with the times, but under the leadership of Safra Catz, she's done an amazing job.
She's
and
crushed
Oracle,
it.
which was on the edge of obsolescence,
Listen to you.
Is now back in the saddle, which I happen to think it's a great Aerosmith song. Yeah.
I mean, Back in the Saddle is a good one. I think Sweet Emotion is great, but I think Smitty's is way overrated. Yeah, I hear you on Oracle. When I think about the Oracle, though, I think of Warren Buffett. Is he obsolete? So here's the question: is the Oracle of Omaha, who's arguably the greatest investor of all time, certainly as I think probably managed the largest fund for the longest time, is he obsolete? Is he Dick Van Dyke? They're probably both 94.
It's interesting. I think Warren Buffett, like Dick Van Dyke, I think maybe their bloom is a bit off the rose, and maybe he's lost a little off his fastball. But I think Warren Buffett, like Dick Van Dyke, will live throughout history as a groundbreaking genius, as both Dick Van Dyke and W. Buffett are.
Well, and guys, Jimmy Buffett would say, cheeseburgers in paradise, and I think it's, I don't know why, that's not his best song.
No, that is one of the more annoying songs of all time. His best song, in my opinion, and I'd like to hear what you think. Obviously, people are saying you're going to say Margaritaville. No, false.
No, Paris.
His best song is
Paris.
Come Monday.
Come Monday.
Come Monday is his best song.
Well, look, come Monday, we'll have been now talking for about 3.5 days. So I think it's time for us to sign off here at 6 p.m. or around 6 p.m. on Reach TV. You're not Jimmy Buffett. You're not a fireman. No. You are Guy Adami.
I'm Guy Adami. Who are you?
I'm Tim Seymour, and we are
We're a commercial break, brother.